Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you everyone who's liked and subscribed. Please keep doing it. I just love all the love and feedback you guys have been giving me. Today I want to talk about AA. Now, what I really want to get into is I want to go into my personal experience going and just what it's really like, because I don't think the way it's depicted on television is it's close, don't get me wrong, it's close, but it's not quite accurate. You guys have heard me talk on here about how I don't really go anymore, but the first 5 months of my sobriety, I went pretty religiously. I went like at least 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes more than that, depending how my mental state was. But so in the beginning, when I first visit that I went, like I said, I kind of didn't really feel like I belonged in AA, and I just, I knew I had a problem. Like, that was evident to me. I was not second guessing that, but I didn't think I was an alcoholic. I was like, my social calendar just revolves around the bar, and this is how I deal with things. We celebrate with alcohol, we mourn with alcohol, we deal with stress with alcohol. That's just how I did things. And so for me, I was like, there's nothing wrong with this. It's like, this is normal. This is what people do. And so like I said, I didn't think I had a problem with it, but I just knew that my life was not in a good place. So, I was like, I'm gonna try it out. And I think part of it was my fear was like, I was gonna show up and they're gonna be like, you're not an alcoholic. You don't belong here. It was very intimidating to me, not feeling like I would have belonged there, or maybe just not feeling comfortable enough to like let it work for me. So I was after work one day, I got online, I found a meeting, and that was the hardest part too, is because, I know friends who've gone, like my sister, she knew people and they went with her and she had a community, and then so she was already involved in the meetings and stuff. So for her, she knew, but for me, it was like, I didn't know what to do. And my sister was very instrumental in helping me make this decision. And she kind of was like, if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would have made it. But, so I went, she told me where to look for the information at, and I found some meetings and I went, and I don't know what I was expecting, but was it going to be like an AA building? I don't know. But so I show up and it's at this church, and there is like no signage. There's nothing directing me to like where this meeting's at. It's just, and it's a big church because it's a church/school. So there's multiple entrances, and I kind of drove around a couple times. So I finally was like, oh, there's a bunch of cars over here. And I think the first thing that I noticed was the group that were getting out was a bunch of dudes. And I'm just like, great, did I find this one meeting that's like all men? Great. Because, I'm going to have to bare my soul in here. And it's like, I just, guys, like when you start crying, they're just kind of like, there, sweetheart, here's a tissue. That, like, I don't really want to cry in front of a bunch of men. So that was a little intimidating. I wasn't really sure if I was going to go in. And I get out of the car and I start walking, and this sweet old man, he comes up to me. He's like, are you looking for the AA meeting, honey? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, come with me. It's okay. As you may have noticed, this is mostly men. It's not just for men. Like, you're more than welcome to come in, but it just kind of works out this way. There's a really big women's meeting on the other side of town, but you're more than welcome to come join us. And, he talked to me, and he was so, so nice. And I walk into this meeting, and of course, like I said, it's all men. But the first thing that I noticed was the people in it. And I think you guys will probably like know what I'm talking about when like in movies, in television, when you see them depicting AA, it's just like this dingy, like sad room, and some sad and like looks like they don't want to be there. They look rough, and by rough I mean like they haven't showered, they look like they just rolled out of bed or off a binge, or they look like, and like the typical, and I know you guys are picturing with me right now, the sweatpants and then like the hoodie, and then just like slumped over and just like, ooh, just not wanting to be there. That's what I'm expecting. Just everyone looking upset and mad. And you know what? These people were, for the most part, like, you know, it wasn't like they were wearing like $500 watches, but they were like put together. They were, you know, nice. They were just normal looking people. And you know what? The thing that stood out the most, they looked happy. That was the thing. Because in all, like I said, everything I see on TV, they all just look mad and just like, even like the guy that's leading, he's kind of like somewhat positive, but he even still kind of like has a little bit of like a negative vibe he gives off. But everyone there was so happy. And I can honestly say like I would felt like that across most of the meetings. But everyone just looked really happy. And I was like, wow, I want that. I want that. I want to be wherever you guys are. I want to be happy. That's all I want. I just want to be happy. I want to like wake up and just be happy to go to work. I want to be happy about my job. I want to be happy about my life and the people. Whatever you guys are doing, I need it. So, you know, we get into the meeting and they're talking about their lives and they're telling me, you know, their life stories of like what they went through. And, you know, it gets to me, of course, and, you know, no surprise, I start telling my story. I feel like I dished out my life story, to be honest. And by the end, I'm bawling, of course. But it felt good. It felt good to just like let that all out on the table. And then for anyone who feels like they're scared to go in there and, you know, bare your soul like that, this is what I'm going to tell you. Every single person in those meetings has been there before. They all had to walk through that door in exactly the same point. Like, yeah, maybe that guy next to my left and the guy to my right, they all look nice and put together and happy. But when they started, they weren't like that. They were how I was. Just like, looked like I had been crying for days and just sad and unhappy. And it's I don't know, it was just great. And then I remember getting my 24-hour chip, which is like you get this newcomer chip, and it was just like I held it in my hand and I was like, wow, this is real. Like this is tangible. This is in my hand. I'm gonna do this. Because I think even going in there, wasn't sure if like I could do this, and holding that was tangible. Like I was like, I got this and I'm gonna do this. And it was the best decision I ever made, because like I said, like I didn't think I had a problem. And actually I remember talking to a couple people that had been in AA, and they were like, we would consider you like an abuser, like a severe abuser. Someone who just like, you can be around it, you're not addicted to it necessarily, like you don't go through withdrawals when you don't have it, but you just, when you do drink, you don't stop. You don't stop until you've ruined your life. You don't stop until you've just obliterated yourself and you're just gone. Which is like, I mean, they're telling me that. I'm like, yep, I can count. Can't even count how many times like I woke up hungover, can't find my keys, can't find my phone, don't know where I am, don't know where my car is. All that, you know, it's just like how many times I've done that. And like I said, I've gone, because that's the whole thing. I've gone so long without drinking, but I didn't have a sober mentality. It was like I was quitting drinking for somebody or something. It wasn't really for myself. I didn't really have that sober mentality. It's kind of like that. I've only ever heard of the term like the dry drunk. That's kind of it, because you're kind of just like, you're resentful toward it. You're not really committing to that like sober lifestyle because you're not doing it for yourself. And that's key. That's 100% key. So part of the reason I wanted to make this video, and this is so sincere, this is really just for the ladies, because there's kind of an unspoken rule, and you'll understand this when you get into AA, and this is something great about AA, is when you get to the meetings, going your first time and you're new, if you're a guy, they're going to pass around a piece of paper, and they're going to get all the guys, they're going to put their name and phone number on there. And if there's a woman, same thing, all the women will go around and they'll put their name and phone number on a piece of paper and they'll give it to the guy, or if it's a girl, same thing. And it's just like, so you have a healthy connection to building that. So what I want to do is kind of do a virtual one of those. If you feel like you are struggling with alcoholism, or you want help, you want to go to a meeting, or you just want some advice on where to start, what to do, shoot me a message, DM me, write me on Facebook, whatever you feel like you want to do. I would be more than happy to give you some suggestions on where to start, because I know for me, I had my sister. I didn't have anyone in Columbus, but I had my sister. My sister got me through this. She got me through that door. She got me, and if anyone who knows my sister or knew my sister, you'll know that I think she saved countless lives with her work in sobriety, and I'm one of those. And I want to continue that on. I want to continue on my sister's legacy. I want to, if you feel like you are struggling and you need help, write me. I will be more than happy to direct you in the right way. Wow. So, that's really it for today, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a like and subscribe.